Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Crica del Sottosuolo, in this video in which we'd like to shed some light on the situation at Sega Sammy, a situation which is by no means a crisis, a situation in which Sega Sammy has faced serious difficulties, as you know, but thanks to the measures that have been taken, the general situation of the Japanese company can certainly not be called catastrophic. In the case of Creative Assembly, the situation is a little more uncertain, in the sense that we don't have any firm data on it at the moment, but we'll talk about that in the finale of this video. Above all though, we'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter, so let us know in the comments, after you've seen the video of course, and thanks as always to everyone. Before we begin, we would like to pay tribute and thank Chloe Bonnet on behalf of the entire Crica del Sottosuolo and hopefully all of you. Chloe worked for Creative Assembly for 10 years and about 2 months ago she left us. Chloe made so many cinematic videos that accompanied us through so many Total Wars. This is a remembrance video that Chloe herself made to remember her work. Thank you, Chloe, and good luck. Well, now I would say it's time to start. Now it is clear that if one starts from this document, basically the financial report for the year March 2023, March 2024, the situation does not look particularly rosy. While in the fiscal year ending the 31st of March, 2024, various factors, including the favorable performance in the Pachislot and Pachinko machine business in the Japanese and Asian consumer area, and the addition of Rovio Entertainment Corporation to the group, resulted in strong sales growth compared to the previous year. With operating income and ordinary income increased significantly year on year, on the other hand in the consumer area, due to the difficult conditions in the European studios, there was an urgent need for rapid structural reforms to improve profits. The group posted an extraordinary loss of approximately 19.2 billion yen, almost 119 million euros, due to various factors, including the decision to implement structural reforms in the Europe region. As a result, the net profit attributable to the owners of the parent company decreased year-on-year. The lower profits resulted mainly from difficult conditions in the European consumer area and structural reforms in Europe. With regard to structural reforms in Europe, efforts including training revisions, normalization of fixed costs, including staff cuts, and the sale of some of the firm's shares contributed to lower profits in the industry. However, these rapidly implemented structural reforms laid the foundation for future profit improvements. Another move was to sell the Phoenix Seagaya Resort to an American company. Going back to the previous document, the impact of European structural reforms on financial results in the fiscal year ending the 31st of March, 2024, about 6.6 billion yen in selling costs and about 17.8 billion yen in extraordinary losses. Remember what we said earlier? Extraordinary losses in the fiscal year totaled 19.2 billion yen, of which as much as 17.8 billion yen was in Europe, and clearly Sega had to and did take action, with rapidly implemented structural reforms that laid the groundwork for future profit improvements. Therefore, without going through all the stages, especially those concerning creative assembly, which we have discussed in previous videos, in the second half of 2023, 250 employees, including those of Sega's European subsidiary, were made redundant. On the 28th of March, 2024, Sega announced that it would lay off a further 240 employees from Creative Assembly and Sega Europe. It is said that most of the dismissed employees were Creative Assembly employees. So it's clear by analyzing that document. The situation appears in a particularly black light. They were, however, all situations that Sega already had clear. The subsequent moves are those that lead to the situation we will now see. Sega intervened heavily in Europe and especially at our beloved Creative Assembly. Clearly by now the budget for the 2024 fiscal year was compromised, but how did the second quarter of 2024, or rather the first quarter of the 2025 fiscal year go? In its fiscal quarterly report for the first quarter of 2025, covering the period from the 1st of April to the 30th of June 2024, it reported impressive financial results. Compared to the previous year, the company's sales increased by 34% to 72.733 billion yen, 455.4 million euros. Ordinary profit increased by 181.5% year-on-year. The total was 15.702 billion yen, approximately 97.5 million euros. The company's balance sheet remained strong, with a slight decrease in cash and deposits to 195.1 billion yen, $1.33 billion, mainly due to an increase in inventories related to upcoming securities releases. This slight decrease in liquidity is also perhaps due to the fact that Sega Sammy is in the process of buying back its own shares. Certainly a move to safeguard itself given the loss of share value in the previous months, but also a move to protect itself from market risks, and one that denotes a certain liquidity of the Japanese company. So in a difficult situation the management's moves, albeit at the expense, and we regret this once again, of numerous redundancies, seem to have been successful, at least for the moment, repositioning the group in a decidedly stable situation. A company, therefore, that does not seem to have any significant problems, but rather seems to be enjoying good health. How is Creative Assembly faring in all this? It's hard to say. Sega Sammy's reports describe the group's situation. At best they talk about geographical areas, so we don't have the pulse of the British company's situation at the moment. For that we will have to wait until the 31st of March, 2025, when the annual financial report will be published. For now, However, we will give you one more piece of news. After many months, Creative Assembly is back looking for new staff. In particular, the Sophia Studio is looking for a senior programmer and a VFX artist. We will analyze these figures and try to speculate what they might be working on, in case we discuss this in a later video. So in case you are interested, you can offer yourself and work for Creative Assembly. Just in case, let us know. To conclude, a situation that of Sega Sammy that has experienced a decidedly dangerous fiscal year 2024, but from which the moves applied by the management seem to have had a positive impact. As said from these documents, we cannot directly deduce the situation of Creative Assembly. In the next financial document, we expect a deep deficit, and the English house, in addition to having suffered the moves dictated by Sega, will also have to be good to climb the slope and is called to release next quality content and that are appreciated and purchased by the public. Now we'd like to hear your thoughts on this. We look forward to your comments. Thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like if you liked it. From the Vecchio Bastardo, a greeting, and see you next time.